Ladies and gentlemen, let me fix the camera a little bit. Ethereum is pushing to $4,500 live. Right now, we are $20 away from $4,500 per ETH. It is making a sprint right now to get to all-time highs, which are just over $4,800 per ETH. We are less than 10% away to new all-time highs, which is literally just a really good daily candle, potentially 2 or 3 days, but we're gonna have to see how it ends up playing out. Everything is looking gorgeous right now, and we are going to talk today about decentralized science. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? I know that not many of you guys can probably understand that we're talking about DeSci here, but that is the reality. We're going to talk about DeSci. We're also going to talk about how Bitcoin dominance is getting rejected yet again, breaking down off this little bounce that we had here and getting ready to break down below the major area of support here at 60%. I believe full-heartedly that in this move, in the next couple of days, this week likely, we will see Bitcoin dominance crash and burn below 60%, which is absolutely gorgeous for our beloved altcoin rally. Welcome in. Happy Tuesday. Hopefully you guys are well rested and ready to be live with me here today. What's good, Zenki? How's it going, Stare? Life really do be trending up recently. Everything really just looks fantastic. It is playing out, and albeit it feels kind of slow in this moment, while I know it's really awesome seeing Ethereum rip and just go straight up. It is fantastic and the excitement is there. But if you're like me, you don't have a majority of your money in Ethereum. You have a majority of your money in Ethereum-based DeSci projects, or maybe some AI agents like Bill, our DeSci guy. Most of those are still just stagnant and chilling and waiting for Ethereum to find its local top. Once it finds its local top here, once Ethereum has broken into new price discovery, ideally we see Ethereum above $5,000, which I believe will happen here before the end of the month. Once we see that, I think we will see some crazy rallies as people rotate from ETH into some of the more high risk, better return plays, such as Bill the DeSci guy. Or, for example, ResearchCoin. I have Elvis up here on the chart right now, but let's go over to ResearchCoin and show you guys how much this thing is ready to explode. You go look at RSC, it is slowly trying to climb back up to the all-time high on its channel, the top end of this channel, which would be about $250 million in market cap. I think that happens pretty quickly here in the next couple of weeks. Honestly, I think we're going to see ResearchCoin do a quick double up in the next couple of weeks, just like Bio did here over the last couple of weeks. I believe it is time for ResearchCoin to follow in suit. Bio holding very, very strongly here at the price target that I think ResearchCoin will go to, which is $230 million in market cap. This breakout is exactly what we have been waiting for. And the best part about it is not just how much volume has happened here, but how it has been just staying at those elevated prices. It broke out, went up like 70% in a single day, and then the next day it went up, and the next day it went up, and the next day it went up, and the next day it went up. And now here today we have the first signs of a pullback, but it's not even guaranteed. You go look at it, and it looks like it's already trying to reverse and put in another green candle on the daily chart here. So things look really, really good for the crypto market, especially if you're altcoin heavy. And I would be very excited if I was you. I would not be trying to just like settle down and try and take profits in this moment. It looks like all the momentum is in our favor. Stare says ETHD is having a hard time breaking north of 20%, or is going to have a hard time. Yeah, I don't know that Ethereum dominance will break above 20%. I feel like that's going to be a pretty brutal section to get through. I think that we'll see it come up to the 200-week moving average here, up at 16.5%. And I think that might end up being where it peaks out a little bit and then allows for the rest of the market to play catch up and let the rest of the market kind of get some shine and glory right now. This has been a very, very quick reversal for Ethereum. Like, think about back down when Ethereum dominance was down at 7%, and how the narrative was that ETH was a dead chain and nothing was ever going to happen to it. And then all of a sudden, in the span of just a couple months, from April, May, June, July, August, so just 4 or 5 months, we get a complete reversal, and Ethereum dominance is in the double digits, pushing upwards to 20%. That's crazy work. If you go look, we've just been slicing straight through all these moving averages, and it is absolutely gorgeous. But we get that breakup, we get a retest of it, then a quick push above the next one, a retest, a quick push above the next one, potentially a retest, and then I think we'll start stalling out a little bit. And then hopefully, if this is truly alt season, then we'll get some Solana dominance going, and then hopefully some of the other big altcoins like Cardano and Polkadot and AVAX and HBAR and XRP, anything that you guys are holding on to that are not DeSci plays. But overall, guys, let's go to CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko, the DeSci sector. Absolutely ripping again today, 5% up. We are slowly getting close enough to reclaim that $1 billion threshold, which would still be about halfway to where it was at the start of the year. Yeah, we were above $2 billion in total market cap for DeSci at the start of the year, so we still have quite a ways to go before we see DeSci as a sector of the whole crypto market cap pushing new all-time highs. For the time being, we are still in a very large correction. It's just you can see the writing on the wall for how quickly we're coming out of this correction. 5% up again today. Another day in a row of just making gains. And one of the top gainers, would you look at that? Data Lake. Part of the reason why we're seeing Data Lake up so much here today is because of their rebirth here, it seems, on social media. As we've reached the grand unveiling of the H2 roadmap for 2025, here it's time to reflect on the achieved points from the H1 roadmap, so the half of the year. The second half of the year roadmap, starting with first Lake.Fund project and the platform launch. So right at the peak of the DeSci markets, we saw Data Lake launch Lake.Fund, and they initially launched with one study, the dermatological AI algorithm study, and then they partnered with SpineDAO to launch Spinedinia Quest. Both have successfully launched on the platform and are moving forward. So they are trying to get everyone excited again for Data Lake, Metrics, and SpineDAO. While the roadmap is close to reaching boiling point, it's time to celebrate this achievement together with the teams and thank you guys for the support. So I'm excited to see what the roadmap actually ends up looking like for Data Lake token. And it's pretty cool to see them start to gain some eyes again on social media. But right now, probably part of the reason why we're not seeing crazy moves in DeSci, like make no mistake, we're seeing good moves and things are starting to show signs of life again as people remember that this is not a dead section of the market. Like Cerebrum's up 100% in the last week, SciDAO's up 67% in the last week. We have AthenaDAO up 30%, you know? So a lot of things are making moves, but we're not seeing the crazy rallies yet that you would expect with Ethereum pushing so hard. And that's because most of the DeSci excitement right now is on Solana. So Solana-based DeSci. And while we're seeing, like if you look at this weekly chart, it's pretty clear that we're starting to break up. Well, we have not yet broken up, but you can see the pretty clear effect here, right? Where each time we've fallen down, it's gone less and less, and we are going higher and higher. We're actually getting very close to breaking above this big resistance channel around $180 to $190 per SOL. When it does break out here, potentially in the next 2, maybe 3 weeks, it's going to be a really quick rally up to new all-time highs again. I think it's not going to happen until Ethereum gets to new all-time highs. But lucky for us, Ethereum is only a couple $100 away from new all-time highs now. So it's probably going to happen pretty soon. It's time for older DeSci projects to push the market what they have been working on for the last year. I agree. Completely agree, MK. A lot of the DeSci veterans out there in the space have gone radio silent for the last 8 months. And now the market's heating up again. People are looking again. It's time to start posting everything you guys have been doing. If any of you guys are watching this, it is time. You got to start making announcements. You got to start pushing whatever you guys have been working on People want to know now. People are revisiting their bags to see if they need to reallocate. So if you want your community still there, you need to start posting about what it is you've been working on. Shocker. I'm going to take a sip, but unfortunately I don't have any water this morning. I only have some kombucha. So shout out the unofficial, not sponsored sponsor of the video. Blackberry probiotic kombucha. Delicious. Guys, can we just take a second to realize like Ethereum's up 5.7% today? Ethereum is up 5.7% today, all the way almost to $4,500 per ETH. That is glorious. Glorious to see. Excited to watch Bill's chart over the next month if ETH continues. Completely agree. Completely agree. Bill is a good indicator of DeSci's overall health, in my honest opinion. It's like it's trying to break out so desperately, but we keep just having people waiting for the breakout before they want to start getting into things again. And because of how far everything fell, it's like it takes a little bit of extra conviction from those people to get back in on the bandwagon. But the more days we have like this last week, the more weeks we have like this last week, the better everything's gonna go. I want 7.2% today. JK. No, honestly, let's see it. I want it too, man. How far down is the daily candle? Let's see what it would be putting us at. Not the weekly candle, sorry. $5.78, you want 7.2. 7.2, you want above 4,500. I honestly think it's going to happen. I honestly think there's a good shot at it happening today. And I don't think we're going to have any slowdown at all. I think it's just going to be a quick push up to 5,000 here. Like, again, before the end of the month. So we still have quite a few days to get there, but I think it's going to happen. It's interesting because it's happening while Bitcoin is really just asleep at the wheel. I mean, I say that as it's creeping up to break out to new all-time highs. Like if Bitcoin closes above $120,400 here, it will be the highest daily close that Bitcoin has ever had. Not the highest the price has ever been, but the highest daily close. It looks really good, honestly. It looks like we're gonna just slow stair step up, which is perfect. That's the perfect environment for altcoins, is you see Bitcoin slowly just moving up while dominance is falling. So this won't do, folks. We got this fine gentleman just giving us his heart and steady info. See no reason why this button is not smashed. Let's go, baby. Like that live stream. Let's go. Always when ETH was near those prices, my portfolio was 100 times bigger. That's kind of crazy. How are you still down 99%? That's crazy. No, I get it. I do get it. The portfolio definitely felt a lot bigger last time ETH was up at these prices. But it's a slow and steady race, guys. You guys all know the flow of money through crypto. The flow of money through crypto. We're going to go to Cryptometer instead of just that picture that I always show you guys for it. But you can see the flow of money pretty clearly. We have a lot of USDT here. Understood. Go away, ads. Go away. A lot of money moving from USDT here into Bitcoin. A lot more of that Bitcoin is flowing into Ethereum than normal. And then you see a lot of that USDT right here going directly into Ethereum, right? And a little bit of ETH into Sol. It looks like, according to this, on today's net inflows, no new money is going into Solana. It's only people rotating from Bitcoin and USDC into Solana, but almost no USDT into Solana. And we have a lot of money in XRP from some stable coins. Pepe apparently is getting a lot of money. The net outflows, we got a lot of money going from Solana into stable coins. That's actually very interesting. A lot of money from Solana to stable coins. And we got some Doge outflows, we got some XRP outflows, but no money really leaving Ethereum, which is pretty cool. Everyone wants part of Ethereum right now. So cryptometer.io, thank you guys. Let's go see if we can get a weekly time frame, but yeah, I have to upgrade, never mind. Okay. Oh, did it do it anyways? No, it did not. Would love to see it. Love to see it. Let's see the liquidity heat map just to see if we can get any clear moves today. It looks like Bitcoin's going to continue this slow grind up here today, and it appears that we're going to have a pretty high probability of it closing right at the highs for the daily closes. Remember, 120,400 is a daily close that is new all-time high for Bitcoin. It looks like there's a good chance we'll close somewhere around that today, potentially getting a push up to 120.6. As far as the weekly time frame, let's see if any of this stuff has changed on us. Nope. A lot of liquidity up here at 123. No, I think there's very little probability of us going down to 115, just like I said yesterday, but pretty decent probability of us going to 123. And then most importantly, we go look at Ethereum, because Ethereum just keeps wrecking the shorts. Anyone who is short on ETH right now, I think, is playing with fire, is not really keen on what to do in this kind of environment. All the way up to 4,500. So the next liquidation zone is 4,500, but there's not really any clear, like there's almost no demand to get up to 4,500. So it's going to be pretty, I don't know. That's interesting. There's really no liquidity on the weekly time frame for Ethereum unless you visit 4,100 again. But I think the odds of us going down to 4,100 are pretty low. Go into the daily here to see a more detailed map. Yeah, we might get a pullback down to 44.26 before then going up to 45. Damn. What did I just say for it? 44.26. So we might get a quick little pullback here, but I know you guys are not trading, you guys are investing, so it doesn't really matter. Ultimately, what you need to be paying attention to is the current state of the DeSci markets. See who's got the most motion, guys. How many of you guys have been paying close attention to DeSci? How many of you guys are just kind of like throwing in the towel and just waiting to see whatever happens? Your bags are what your bags are, and you're just going to hodl until you feel like the excitement is gone. Bill's onboarding is going good. We got DeSci up on the platform. We have Pump.science. We're finishing out to see what they think is needed to make the product a little bit better, but things are going good for Bill. Got the KOLs talking about Bill, got people active in the community again. Everything is moving. The price is just not moving yet, but I can't control that, neither can you. So, hodling, nice. We got an Axon space today. We got Vitalik talking about open source. In the week smash up, we have Harvard professor's favorite compound, NMW and RSV. Nice. David Sinclair. That's crazy. Versus PhD Gen. Favorite compound, Omipol. Let the fight continue. That's funny. DeSci World live an hour ago. Bullish. We got a clip here from Valley DAO on their AI project Flow. I'm just scanning through, seeing what everyone's up to in the DeSci space. What's good, Zaj? Welcome in. Is there any news about Dynex? Someone in the Discord, actually. I should give you guys this Discord alpha. Web3 crustacean Dynex, sorry. Gave a little Q4 plan for Dynex here. He is our inside scoop from Dynex currently. He is very excited about Dynex. So we got the Dynex's Paragon, which is the strategic transformation plan to make its neuromorphic blockchain computing platform fully transparent, institution ready, and globally scalable while aligning with regulatory and financial system standards. So the goal of making Dynex a blockchain that you can actually go view all the transactions and everything that is happening on the chain. Right now it is a privacy first blockchain, kind of like Monero, but very different. And they are switching up on that so that people can actually see what's going on the chain. Then we have the QDLLM. QDLLM. Interesting. My tongue only goes LLM. It only goes LLM. Quantum diffusion large language model is a quantum-inspired diffusion-based LLM that generates text in parallel rather than sequentially, by leveraging quantum annealing for optimized token selection, resulting in faster, more efficient, and more coherent outputs compared to traditional models. So they've been backtesting and benchmarking the QDLLM against some of the small open source language models that are in use right now, and it is absolutely crushing them. So it's been pretty powerful. It's been really cool, and I'm excited for the day that I get the DM from Yeti saying, hey man, you ready to test Bill on the first quantum powered large language model? And I'm gonna be like, hell yeah, I am. Then they have the quantum nodes, the decentralized computing units that enable scalable quantum computation on Dynex's platform. Operators must lock a collateral of 10,000 Dynex and are remunerated, whatever, per compute job in stablecoins, blending support for the ecosystem with income. So that way, that's actually a really good change up in my opinion. They have to stake some Dynex in order to participate in the network, and then they get some rev share from the actual jobs they're computing on instead of new tokens being printed and just diluting it. So that's going to be really good. Then they have the market maker audit on MEXC to check for any manipulation done by them to suppress the price in the last few months. They caught them pretty much red-handed last I heard, and now they were just getting some definitive proof put together so that they could get off of everything that's screwing them up. Market makers can be really good. Centralized exchanges can be really good. It's a tragic story often to see things take place like this. And then they have the privacy layer removal, so enhances transparency and regulatory. We already really talked about that. Rich list creation after privacy removal, so you can see all the mega whales and see if the insiders are selling. The Apollo chips, which are their 1,000 neuromorphic quantum qubit chips, the neuromorphic chips. Specialized neuromorphic processors designed to accelerate Dynex's quantum-inspired computations. And they are crucial for the 2025 launch to dramatically boost processing speed and efficiency on the Dynex platform. And of course, new enterprise partners, potentially new centralized exchanges, and the buybacks will be resumed with the new market maker. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, baby. Let's keep the volume going. Let's keep the party going for Dynex. It's down 5% today, but still all the way up at 6 cents. It's holding, but definitely needs to have a bit of excitement to break out here soon. It broke above a lot of the key moving averages, but it needs to hold above all of them. So if we don't hold here, I think obviously we can just come back down to this moving average, the 200-day moving average. It looks like they're all about to converge in the not too distant future, right? So it's possible that some point around this area, we will find a low somewhere at the end of August. So at the end of the month, we might just bleed for a little bit longer till the end of the month, and then maybe we'll get some sort of event like the new market maker taking place with the buybacks, and then I think we will end up shooting back up to the yellow dotted line at a quarter per Dynex, which would be pretty cool. Let's go. Welcome in, King Alexander. We have concurrent likes to views on the live stream. Bullish. No, King. They need beta testers. Put your name in. I want one of the rings. I just actually asked Chris for one of the rings, so let's see if I can get one. I want one of Axon's rings. I've been wanting a ring for months now, waiting patiently to get one of those data collecting rings. Axon has one, so honestly, after Chris and I had a good conversation and kind of let bygones be bygones, I want one of the rings. I want one of them. And I'd love to help support Dynex with the mission and get some data collection going, see how it actually works, provide my feedback on the UX and the UI of the platform, and get everything going. I think it'd be really cool. It's one of the few DeSci projects with an actual physical product that they can really scale and grow. And they already have some really good partnerships with that, what's his name? Tristan, that sports guy who's really well connected to the sports industry. Getting some of those rings on some of those sport players, those athletes, I think would be a really cool endeavor for Dynex. So, or not Dynex, excuse me, for Axon. Let's see how Axon's doing. I don't think it's moving yet because it is on Ethereum. And while Ethereum's pumping, the rotation has not taken place yet. It's just plain and simple. The great rotation, the great migration as money flows into smaller and smaller market caps has not taken place yet. However, once we break above this downtrend, I do think it'll be a pretty quick move. I'm talking a couple weeks, maybe a couple months. Oh my god, I keep saying Dynex. As Axon breaks out somewhere around here and then rallies back up to these highs. Might find some resistance at 130 million. That's crazy that it's $130 million market cap. God, I remember the glory days when it was just going straight up like this. It was so much fun. So we'll see. Just like it did last time, when it finally broke out, it pushed really quick. So whenever it does finally break out, I think it's going to push really quickly. I'm going to get the ring from the profit I make with the coin. Bullish. Axon is too good to beef with. Low key. I mean, I wasn't really beefing with them. I just wasn't going to associate myself with them until we had a conversation because I was really annoyed at everything that played out. But you guys know. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about because we've talked about it a bunch. And I don't really want to bring it up anymore because it is so idiotic. That investor is the face of DeSci. Beefing with him is doom for your company. Let's go, King Alexander. Let's go, baby. Let's go. No, I want good for all DeSci. A win, I've been saying it for years, a win for any DeSci company is a win for all of them. And it holds true. You go look at what's been going on with Bio. You go look at how much Bio has gone up over the last week, 119%, and you go look and it's dragging up everything in DeSci. Every single DeSci company is getting more exposure now. Sci here, back up to 96 cents, almost back up to $1 per coin. A win for any DeSci company is a win for all of them as it just drags everyone up. Little old Noble here, even up 7% on the week. Little old Noble just slowly reclaiming. It's okay, Patrick. Yes, thank you, MK. Thank you. I love it. Mods, give him a pat on the back. Interesting. ResearchCoin is now live as collateral on Use Teller. Excuse me? Borrow stablecoins using your ResearchCoin. Excuse me? Borrow and earn without liquidations. Excuse me? What? Say again? What? Someone want to explain this? DeFi cash advance. %5 interest. It's probably over the duration of the 30 days. Not that crazy. Deposit 1, get 14 cents in stable coins. What is ResearchCoin's price? ResearchCoin at 70 cents. So a pretty low borrow ratio actually, which is good. We don't want mass liquidations going on, but what did I just stumble upon? You're telling me that if I deposit $7,000 worth of ResearchCoin I can get another $1,500 to go buy some more ResearchCoin. What's up? Sent my stream here. Damn. Oh my God, Kelly. Let's go, Kelly. Welcome in. Well, welcome in everyone from Kelly's live stream. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Right now, we're talking about the DeSci market landscape. We were just looking at ResearchCoin because I just saw ResearchCoin talk about how you can now get loans against your ResearchCoin without the risk of liquidations. Absolutely crazy. For anyone who doesn't know, ResearchCoin is Brian Armstrong's DeSci project. And for anyone who doesn't know, we go live Monday through, oh my God, this is crazy. Appreciate you, Kelly. Appreciate it. We go live Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We talk about decentralized science here on the page, everything DeSci related. So right now, we're all having a pretty good time because Bioprotocol, the #1 DeSci project in the space, is up 119% on the week. As I'm sure most of you guys are killing it in your portfolios right now because of how crazy Ethereum's been going. But we just saw the official Solana account bull posting DeSci, specifically Bioprotocol and Curetopia here, and Pump.science actually, which yes, Pump.science, just like Pump Fund, but for launching compounds to study longevity. This is crazy, absolutely new all-time high for concurrent viewers. We're at 92 right now. That is wild. Step it up, Patrick. This is your moment. I know, MK. I'm actually sweating right now a little bit, so I wish I had more water to sip from, but no. Oh God, I love it. I love it. But yeah, Bioprotocol is kind of the granddaddy of most of, if not all of decentralized science. They got backing from Binance. They're listed on Binance already. They make up, them and their ecosystem make up roughly 35% of the entire DeSci landscape, which is sitting at just under $1 billion in market cap. And everything's just been absolutely ripping since that Solana video. And we saw Phantom Bull posting them as well. Absolutely crazy. But like I was saying, we were going over some of the news, and one of those news pieces is that you can now borrow against your ResearchCoin for some extra liquidity if you guys are strapped right now. And ResearchCoin, like I said, is Brian Armstrong's project. God, do you guys have any questions? How many of you guys, can I get a show of hands? Let me start a poll and see how many of you guys know of decentralized science. Oh, that's a Q&A, but it's close enough. I'm ending that Q&A. There's no point in doing a Q&A right there. I meant to do a poll. Start a poll. There we go. Much, much simpler. Okay. BitLab Academy and their viewers joined. Say hello. Let's go. Hello, BitLab Academy. Hello. Welcome into today's live stream. She'll build to keep them up to date. That's true. It feels a little bit sus shilling my own project here with everyone viewing, so I might hold off a little bit, but there is an AI agent, Bill Nye the DeSci guy, who is made to help everyone stay up to date on decentralized science. I'm working right now to get it so that he'll respond to you when you tag him on X, so that you can actually just ask him questions directly on X, but that's still in the works for a little bit, so I'll take it easy for that one. But welcome to DeSci DeFi. Let's go. All right, we got 67% of you guys saying yes, so that's a really high ratio. It should be expected from the BitLab Academy, from Kelly's crew here. I'm invested in Rejuve. Okay, I like Rejuve. Rejuve is decent. It doesn't have the same price action that a lot of the other DeSci projects have, just because I don't honestly know why. You would expect it to have some really good price action given who the founders are and everything, but it just doesn't. It's chilling at 5 million. It could be because it's on Cardano, and Cardano's just kind of been slow grinding up with a lot of the other giant legacy coins. But okay, all right, Castle. No redacting your messages. Once it's said, it has to be said. You're going to stick in my head for the rest of the live stream that you redacted that and I never got to see it. So no redacting your messages. Once you send enter, you got to deal with the consequences. I think Rejuve is going to have a good time in the market whenever it does end up popping off. Generally, from what we've seen the last couple of times that DeSci's popped off, and I hate to say it because I am such a perma bull on DeSci, but I'll circle here. Let's go to one that doesn't have so many drawings actually, but BTC all-time history index. I'll go ahead and circle the last couple of times that we've seen DeSci really get the limelight and pop off, okay? Last time was right here. Last time DeSci popped off was right there at the turn of the year here. The time before that was right through this period. And the time before that was right through this section. So as much as I don't want to be that guy, the last few times DeSci's really exploded, it has been a local top. Because of how small of a narrative it is one of those extreme risk on narratives, right? People rotate into decentralized science when they're ready to start betting on biotech startups in crypto. And that is kind of what it is. And there are a lot of wonderful opportunities in this space. Like I said, major founders, CZ, Vitalik, Brian Armstrong, I always forget his name, but it's Ben something, the dude who started SingularityNet, who's the guy behind Rejuve. He is in DeSci as well. Like most of the smartest people in crypto are aware of the idea that decentralized science is going to be one of the major disruptors that comes out of crypto. It just takes a long time to get there. Bill's statistics on the Pump.science tokens is insanely useful. Okay, that we can do. Okay, I didn't even type anything. app.desciguy.com. That we can do. I just said share whatever. We are here to learn. Okay, bullish. Appreciate it, Castle. Always something new to learn here. Yeah, I try and make it worth your time always. But let's go see. So one of the main things that's happening in DeSci right now, Pump.science's platform here. But here it is. So the official Solana, what if you could back the next scientific breakthrough from your phone? And so they're talking about bioprotocol. We got Phantom here saying it's DeSci summer. Solana saying it's DeSci summer. They're talking about bioprotocol in this video. And I will share this video for you guys to see in case you are curious to watch it. But they also mention Pump.science and they mention some other big exciting things in DeSci. But Pump.science is effectively the same thing as Pump.fun, and except instead of just randomly promoting rug things that are going to rug pull and just pure scams and just, I'm a little bit biased against meme coins, but instead of just pushing meme coins out to people to suck liquidity from the market, instead they're testing actual compounds in animal models with the intent on generating data to see what molecules and what unique combinations of molecules are going to extend human health span the most. So the idea here is you figure out whatever compound you think is going to do really good. Let me go to all of them so I can pull one that you guys might be familiar with here. But we have a study going right now with melatonin, for example. That's something that I know everyone knows because if you struggle with sleeping, then you probably take melatonin. However, you probably take 1 to 5 milligrams, right? Really small doses. Well, there's been an emerging body of research that suggests that a megadose of melatonin can be 7 times more potent than vitamin C as an antioxidant. So somebody launched the token of melatonin on Pump.science to test it in worms and then flies and then mice. The more you trade the token, there's a slight fee that goes to fund the studies, worms, flies, mice. And we just got the first iteration of molecules being tested from the platform here on a bunch of worms, right? And so there's been 40 worm studies that have happened, 4 fly studies and 2 mice studies. Well, I built my DeSci AI agent in order, Bill, the DeSci guy, to keep track of some of the community metrics in the Telegram for Pump.science so that you could actually pay attention to and see what the community is interested in, what one of these compounds has the most excitement going on from the community. I think it's a valuable tool here. You can see the total messages, or you can come in, see the sentiment, or how many people are shilling versus spreading FUD, that kind of activities, right? Just little community metrics here for everyone to see. Like, are you guys focused on research, or is the Telegram just full of spammers right now? And a majority of the Pump.science Telegram has some spam in it, but that's just the nature of DeSci, or the nature of crypto. It is trending down while some of the research talk's going up. So that's that from Bill, the DeSci guy. He is our mascot, basically, our AI agent for the channel, to keep us up to date so that we don't have to keep an eye on everything that's going on in DeSci. We can just go talk to Bill. But it's been crazy powerful. This Pump.science as a whole has been a crazy powerful thing. If we go look at two of their flagship molecules, we got RIF and Euro. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of RIF and Euro before. I don't know why it's not showing up, but let's just go to Euro instead. Euro here. At the end of last year, it went on a crazy rally here from literally $5,000 in market cap all the way up to 150 million. So one of the craziest runs that I've personally ever seen, like by far. In the matter of a week, it went from $50,000 up to 150 million. So it drew in a lot of attention and a lot of hype. And now people are waiting and hoping for the next one of them to come out of this last batch of announcements, right? Sweet, I'll check that out. Cheers. Let's go. Let's go, Reggie. God damn, guys. Okay, all right. It looks like people are starting to trickle out. So let's get a recap. What the hell, Kelly? That was lit. Appreciate it, Kelly. Genuinely. That was crazy. You got me just starting to ramble like a madman, but that was awesome. Yeah. Steve the Canadian. This is one of the few streams that actually is worth the time. Let's go. No bullshit. It's weird hopium vibes. No feeling that you just want personal gain. You are the financial streamer and the community that was lost. Bullish. I love it, Steve the Canadian. Thank you. Appreciate all of you guys for being here. Genuinely. This has turned into one of the most fun live streams that I've had in a minute. But yeah. Okay. Now that I've had enough time to really ramble about DeSci, there's a lot of projects that I think are worth checking out. And the space is really unique because it caters to anyone at all. If you guys have questions, I'd be more than happy to answer any of them. But no matter what you're interested in as a researcher or as just a citizen scientist, whatever you want to call yourself, like if you are interested in longevity research, there's a community for that. If you're interested in hair loss and preventing hair loss, there's a community for that. If you're interested in fertility, there's a community for that. If you're interested in cryopreservation, there's something for that. If you're interested in academic publishing and peer review, there's a community for that, which I could get in a huge rant about that if I wanted to, because the United States is really changing under Trump, but I'm not going to because I don't want to bring up any kind of political stuff while I have so many people watching. Things are changing drastically, and the current administration is really forcing people in research and development in academia to no longer rely on government grants and such. So they have to come into the DeSci community. They're really being forced out of the traditional model and into a more community focused, like, I'm losing the word for it right now, but crowdfunding type platforms to get their research funded. And really DeSci has been here the last 4 or 5 years, laying the foundation, getting ready for the influx of users to come, and it's happening live in front of us right now. Mentioned King of the Pill airdrop. You're damn right, Muscle. What's good, Johnny? Welcome, my man. Always seem to miss your streams these days and end up watching them after the live, but you're here today, and that is all that counts, baby. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up button as you come through the live stream. Again, we're live Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We talk about decentralized science. A tight niche little community here, but I love it. I love it. King of the pill, yeah. Last thing about Pump.science here, they have the kings of the pill, which is whatever compound extends life the most in that given animal model. So for worms, we have rapamycin. Rap was able to extend the lifespan of these worms by 34%. It just recently dethroned Riff. And then Euro here extended the lifespan of the flies by 20%. So whatever compound extends the life the most gets to claim king of the pill. And then every single compound that finishes the bonding curve, you get airdropped if you're holding the king of the pill. So if you're holding Rap and Euro, you get airdrops from every compound that gets launched that finishes the bonding process, which means gets to an $80,000 market cap. Have you got a particular project you're looking into that is legitimately solving real world issues / new cures? I heard you say ResearchCoin, which I've heard, but surely you've got another few. I just feel like it's very early. AI will play a huge part, like LLMs making paralegal and extinct jobs soon. I completely agree with that. What I've been saying since before the ChatGPT moment came out, back when I was investing into companies like Palantir, back at like $10, if you are not adopting artificial intelligence, your project, your company, whatever it is not going to make it. It's just going to get left behind. And I think now it's clear as day for everyone that that is the case. In decentralized science, there are a litany of projects that that are already actually moving the needle in academia. Like already have several tokenized IP, which is real world assets on chain, but through DeSci's model, you take the intellectual property behind a novel drug therapy, you tokenize it on chain and allow for us as investors to buy into it and own part of the next metformin, maybe part of the next Ozempic, part of the next whatever it is that is being curated. Bio protocol acts as the incubator for all of the DAOs, not all of them, but a lot of the DAOs. And then those DAOs are there with the intent of finding novel therapies for their respective niche and creating drugs around them, or creating AI agents to do research, or doing a lot of unique science there. One of the ones that I'm a big fan of is Poseidon DAO. Poseidon DAO doing personalized healthcare. So they're up 18% on the week, $3.8 million market cap, which is the case for most of DeSci. They're very small. Poseidon DAO, again, they've just funded something called company called Rare Compute in order to go and find novel research on personalized healthcare, right? Personalized healthcare is obviously going to be a huge part of the future when it comes to gene therapies and everything. The more we understand about the human genome, the better it is that we'll be able to treat people with diseases. Which brings me to the next one, which is Genomes DAO, wherever that one is currently on the list here. Genomes DAO, you can think about it like 23andMe. I don't see it right now. I'm probably just scrolling too quickly. There it is. That's not even the right one though, that's the old one. Either way, Genomes DAO. You can think about it like 23andMe, but on chain, where instead of just giving your genetic data to the company 23andMe and having them sell it to GSK, which is legitimately what happens every time you do one of those DNA testing kits, they just sell it to some big pharma company and they take your data and they profit off of it. Genomes DAO sequences your entire genome and allows you to store it in a vault on chain and then let researchers pay you for access to small snippets of your genome. That makes sense? Whereas 23andMe sequences less than 1% of your genome, and it's mostly just in order to view what eye color you have and who your family relatives are. Genomes DAO, constantly putting out health reports on what they're finding, is very, very powerful here in the DeSci space. Then you got things like Axon DAO, which is a big name that a lot of you guys are probably familiar with. Axon DAO really is a solid contender in the space. One of my personal favorites, despite the chart looking like ass, Excuse me if I'm not supposed to swear with all these new viewers here, but despite the chart looking dismal, Dynex is neuromorphic quantum computing. So you can think about it like render, but instead of rendering out graphics, they are rendering out quantum computations and helping with things like logistics or DNA sequencing or protein folding, high probabilistic things that quantum computers are good at. They figured out a way to simulate a quantum computer on a regular computer and then conduct through quantum algorithms simulated quantum computing. It's pretty crazy what's in the space that I don't think a lot of people are super familiar with. But yeah, a lot of things going on, a lot of cool projects. And if you're interested in any of them, I would come through the live stream at your own leisure, watch through some of the videos, watch through some of the content whenever you are interested. I cover just about everything in the space, at least as much as my brain can compete with or compute with. And it's a lot of fun. It lets me be in crypto without making me feel like I'm part of just the crazy degen side of all of it. I have my own DeSci Schiller's Telegram and my own DeSci Schiller's X here so that I can keep track of the space. And never forget when this rock JPEG sold for $1.7 million. BioXP and Abria, yeah, that's a good one too, actually. Bioprotocol has a new raise going on here very soon for an AI agent that's focused on longevity research called Abria. It's going to raise at a 200,000 FDV, and it has the CEO of the company, the leader, got funding from Vitalik for some of his longevity research, and now he's working with Bioprotocol to launch Abria. Less than 1,000 followers. So it's these types of things, right? I'm getting to the top of the hour, right? Which means we're going to probably start winding down the live stream in a moment. I really want you guys to, if there's one thing I want you guys to take away from this live stream, it is that DeSci is incredibly early. We're full of pre-sales. We're full of novel ideas and really, really smart, innovative people trying new things to see what's going to work and what's not going to work. And so when you enter into DeSci, as you enter into the space and you start to see all of the crazy things going on, I want you to really understand that most of these people are focused on the academic side of things and the research and development side of things. And the token is a means to an end with everything. So while you can make really good money off of things like this, like Aubrey, I will say it right now, I'm not trying to shill any super micro caps to you guys, but the main point is that I'm basically going to end up shilling super micro caps to people because that's all there is here. Aubrey is going to go live at a $200,000 fully diluted market cap. That's crazy. That's crazy. This thing's going to rocket up to like 10 million very quickly and then probably crash down to 3 and then chill there for a little bit. So we'll see how it all ends up playing out, but you need to have some bio XP in order to get in on the raise. And I have a lot of videos on it, so I encourage you to go check it out if you want to. Is ETH really going to 4,500 right now? No, but soon. I'll certainly be back when I have a chance. I'm thankful to Kelly because I never heard of this channel, but I like learning about new stuff. Let's go, Reggie. Let's go. Let's go. Hopefully you guys appreciated the content. Shout out Kelly. Absolutely bonkers that just happened, but genuinely made my entire week. So if you're still watching, if you're still listening, thank you. I mean, I know all of you guys who were watching this before know of Kelly, so go support Kelly. He's a real G, really good guy, really good guy. Hopefully all is well. I haven't talked to you in a minute though, Kelly, so hopefully you're still doing good, even though we live right down the street from each other. Oh man. Okay. No, I'm not gonna upgrade. I'm trying to think of a good way to end out everything. Part of what I think is going to end up playing out over the next... Here, okay, I got a good one. I'll give you guys what I think is about to happen for the next 5 weeks. So this is what I've been saying since we got a clear decision on the rate cut that's going to be happening September 17th, Wednesday, I think, whenever that is. Whenever the rate cut is, which we can go to the Fed futures and get the actual date. I should do that so that I look fancy and smart to everyone who's watching. In 36 days, 1 hour, 37 seconds, when the Fed does cut rates. With 94% certainty, we will be getting a 25 basis point rate cut. That will be a local top in the market, in my opinion. Obviously, it's my opinion. I'm the one saying it. I do not know if it will be the end of the cycle or if we will have another leg up into Q4 like we do every single 4-year cycle. But at the bare minimum, I believe that the excitement into a rate cut is going to fuel a local top in the market. I think we'll see Ethereum above 5,000, which is, it sounded like a far fetch when we were down at 3,500, but now that we are at 4,500, it seems very modest. I think by the end of the month, we might hit 5,000, but I think by the rate cut decision, we'll see Ethereum over 5,000. We should also see Bitcoin in somewhere approaching 130,000. Maybe if we get a really crazy rally, upwards in the 150 to 160,000. That's my cycle top prediction. So if we do end up seeing that, I think it will end up being a cycle top that happens right at the rate cut. But ideally, we don't see it go that crazy and it's just a slow climb to 130 before the rate cut. Then after that 5 weeks, we see a big pullback where we retest potentially the bottom of the channel that we have drawn on the Bitcoin chart here. We see something, right? It'd be really cool to see a slam dunk, but if we get that slam dunk in the basketball hoop here, I think it's the end of the cycle. So if we don't, I think we just come back down, test the bottom of the channel, and then rally again into the basketball hoop zone. Wherever we enter this zone, I do not know, but I think we will be entering this zone. Yeah, so take all that with a grain of salt. We're seeing Ethereum go crazy. And then I believe we'll start seeing some of the other big altcoins like Solana and XRP and Cardano and HBAR and all those legacy coins go crazy. And once people have made really good money on those, we'll start seeing the bleed into some big names in things like ResearchCoin, which is probably the safest DeSci play in the market. We've been talking about ResearchCoin since sub $1 million. Now it's at 83 million, and I'm still wildly bullish on the thing. All right, guys, this was great. I'll give you guys your Tuesday back. Your time's your most valuable asset, so hopefully this was worth investing into. I really do appreciate you, Kelly, for shouting out the page and getting us to a new record breakthrough, like beyond record concurrent viewers for the live stream, over 100 W. I hope to see some of the new faces that we made, the new friends we got here tomorrow, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, go out there and shill your DeSci, shill your bags. Join the community. Let me know what you're interested in. I'm down to see and down to listen to any new ideas. DeSci is now on my radar. Let's go. Subscribed. Let's go, baby. Let's go. All right, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.